Hey guys, you asked for it, so I'm going to give it to you. Today I'll be teaching you how to make your very own squishy eclair like this one. So stay tuned. So it's very simple to make this little eclair here that I made. All you really do need is some sponges and some puffy paint for the top, and of course you're going to need a hook like this one right there that I have on this little bad boy right here. So a lot of you have been asking me what kind of sponges I use, and I just use the ones from the Dollar Tree. These here are the sponges that I use. Very simple. These ones here are just foam sponges by Bubblies, and it does come in 10 in a pack. And as you can see here, we have a variety of different colors. We have yellow, blue, and red. However the case may be, I like using the yellow myself. The red, okay, the blue, not really. So for this eclair here, we're going to use the yellow sponge. And also you're going to need, of course, your puffy paint. I have here just the tulips. I got this at the 99-cent store. You can use different varieties. For instance, right here is puffy paint by Scribbles. It's just like this here. You can use any other colors that you want. The next thing, of course, you're going to need is a nice clean surface, and you're also going to need some scissors. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, to start off, you're going to need your little sponge or your foam here. You can use any kind you want. I'm using mine from the Dollar Tree. It's just a simple little square here, a little wedge. I try to get ones that don't have any air bubbles. Like if you look at this up close, you can see it's pretty smooth. It's not full of holes or weird and crusty. So that's what you're going to need. You're also going to need your scissors. Then of course, to make the traditional style Twinkie shape, you can do this either or. The way I sometimes tend to do mine is I just cut out a simple little square like this, and then I can form the little Twinkie shape like so. Or of course you can do it like this in just simple patterns, but that kind of you tend to lose a lot right here of your foam, and of course if you paid a lot of money for your foam, you don't want to waste it. So what I'm going to do here to start off with, I'm just going to cut a simple little shape here. So see, save the half for later. Then of course you have your little tiny rectangle here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to form the Twinkie shape, and how to do that, you're just going to cut like so, just cutting along the edges. I tend to start off with the corners, tending to round them. And be prepared, because see all this, you're going to have a lot of this kind of fall out. But that's okay. So what you're going to do is you're just going to keep on molding. And I'm going to speed this up in time lapse so you guys can see the finished product per se. Alright, we got our little eclair shape all nice and cut up. Now you can keep cutting it up to the size that you want. Like if you don't want it this thick, you can keep trimming it down. Just like with this one, I didn't want mine super thick, so I just trimmed it down and made it super uber tiny. But I think for this one I'm going to have it be a little bit more thicker, so I can kind of go like that and just squish it a little bit, because this one doesn't have a lot of shape in it. So my recommendation to you is, you see how this is kind of jagged from the scissors and this is not? This is going to be your bottom, because you want your squishy from all angles to look very smooth and very presentable. So I always use the top. That doesn't look so kosher as just the base here. And like I said, you can use any kind of puffy paint you want. I'm just using my tulips. And this one here is dimensional fabric paint, so in other words, it's just puffy paint, and it is in the color copper. So, copper. So, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start off with la drizzle, as you can see here for your yummy little squishy cake. So, what I tend to do is I tend to go around the sides with the drizzle, and then I fill in the top. So, okay, so let's do that. Okay, so your eclair is all buttered up and delicious. The next thing you can do here, as for an example, in this one here, all the detail besides the bead right here is all puffy paint. So you can make little dollops of purple, you can make little dollops of red, and of course the drizzle down the front. Now sadly I don't have my white puffy paint or frosting per se to do it. So what I think, this one here might just be a chocolatey eclair. And for this here, I'm just going to use some scribbles, and this here is in the color hot chocolate. Hot chocolate. I'm just going to shake it up really good. And be careful with this kind of tip. We all know if we use scribbles, we're going to squeeze it. And sometimes in certain cases it will squirt out. If that's the case, don't mind it. Just kind of fill it in the best you can. Alright, so let's get to making the frosting. Alright, and there you have it. You have your very own yummy chocolatey chocolate chip, see the black, eclair. Now I would leave this to dry for roughly about probably 2 days, 3 days, depending on how thick your puffy paint is. This one took about a total of 2 days. I want to make sure that the detailing on the front here was perfectly fine. And then, of course, when you're done, you can smush it. You can add little things to it to make it charms and such like that. So, yeah. This here is my yummy uber-duper little chocolatey chocolate chip eclair. I hope you guys like. To all my subbies, mwah, thank you so much for giving me the time of day. Up next, we will be making a donut in our Let's Make Squishy Cake confectionery class here. So I hope you guys stay tuned for that. And yes, to all my subbies, mwah, thanks for giving me the time of day. Comment, rate, subscribe if you haven't. And I will see you guys again next time on the old YouTube. See you later, guys.